Well, hello everybody, welcome back. We're on another video of Stupidity and Idiot People Exposed. So in today's video, we're going to expose a guy called Devin Madgy, who thinks the Earth is flat, which is laughably wrong. And he's using the flaming sword, which is something of the Hebrew mythology. Could be of other mythologies, but what he's using is false. And he's going to misrepresent Norse mythology, thinking it supports a flat Earth. Though many of you think this might be sound, but it's not true. The Norse knew the Earth was a sphere. They knew it was round from the beginning. This ignores their entire ability to sail across the Earth, doing mathematics themselves, understanding the symbology behind their myths. Basically, they don't always tend to take things literally, always, and many other things. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm going to do another video refuting this guy and exposing his ignorance. So enjoy the video.
Hey, thanks for joining me. Hope you're doing well. Mythology and legends are not simply stories, but often complex allegories for the true workings of our past, present, and future.
Yes.
Midgard is...
And also, what you're about to do in this video here shows that you overlooked that very word you said, allegories. What you're about to show, which falsely concludes the Norse thought the Earth was flat, which they didn't. They knew the Earth was a sphere. Some of the things they did, like flat Earth, wasn't always literal. It was intended to be very allegorical. Same thing with the Greeks and Egyptians. What you're claiming is ignoring the historical context of what they thought the Earth was, which is contrary to one of our false understandings of how they thought the Earth was.
One of the 9 worlds in Norse mythology. It's the realm of the humans, Earth. Midgard refers to our flat plane. It's said to be surrounded by...
Actually, no it's not. It actually refers to the universe itself. Not our flat plane, because that's also wrong. Because the Norse, again, knew the Earth was a sphere, not flat. So this argument of yours is instantly wrong. Midgard actually refers to not only Earth, but the universe itself. The other 9 realms are the spiritual and other physical realms outside the universe created by the gods, including Asgard, Jotunheim, Niflheim, Vanaheim. So it's not only just this one. And not only that, Earth is part of Midgard. Midgard encompasses the entire universe. You seriously need to do some more research instead of just throwing words out there with opinions.
A world of water that is impassable. This could be interpreted as the ice wall, the frozen water that surrounds our plane.
Water that's impassable? No, that doesn't say that at all. There's no water that's impassable. The only kind of water they could say would be impassable would be space water, which is not really water at all, but actual outside the Earth water. But that's not really what it's talking about, dude. And you ignored that allegory right there. So, first lie you're saying right here.
Midgard is connected to Asgard, the home of the gods, by
a spiritual bridge called Bifrost. Right here. It's a spiritual realm basically where the creators, the deities, as well as their angel creations, the Valkyries, would come in and out. So that's not where what you're saying or talking about.
Rainbow bridge known as the Bifrost. Time passes slowly in Asgard and is a place of abundance, bliss, and joy.
It's not slowly, it doesn't have time, it's a forever, it's an eternal realm. That's why it's their version of heaven. It's really heaven, technically. Just like Elysium in the Field of Reeds. It doesn't go slowly, it has no meaning, it's forever.
The Bifrost Bridge is known as the Shimmering Path, the swaying road to heaven, and the bridge between Earth and the underworld. Heimdall.
It's the pathway to the spiritual realm from the physical world. It's from this realm, the universe and Earth, which is a sphere, to the spiritual realms where the gods reside who created the universe and rule outside of it. A lot of our modern concepts that are of the Hebraic faiths actually steal from this unknowingly and shouldn't owe their lives to us pagans.
Is the protector of the Bifrost Bridge.
He's an almighty creator basically who judges. He's like Osiris and Hades.
He is known as the guardian of the gods. He is the boundary figure deciding who goes in and out of the Bifrost. Heimdall is often depicted near Yggdrasil.
It's Heimdall, not Heimdallr. Misrepresentation, sir. You clearly don't know the stories, clearly. You're like many idiots. You don't read the mythologies, you misrepresent them, and you didn't do any research. So
Yggdrasil, the Norse tree of life, and is some...
It's Yggdrasil. Yggdrasil, not Yggdrasil, you idiot. pronounce it properly before you actually try to make claims.
Sometimes even the personification of this tree. As we know, the tree of life stood at the center of our plane, right near the opening.
As we don't know that, actually, that's where you're wrong, sir. Wrong again. As we know, the spiritual tree of Yggdrasil actually was outside the universe, encompassed part of the universe, not our planet plane that you claim, which is false. It actually said, basically, outside the universe that held our universe, which is Midgard, the other realms together. It's a cosmic, nearly infinite, or infinite tree created by the gods. So your argument is simply wrong, and you underestimate the size of Yggdrasil. The ancients knew this. Surprised you don't.
Where all compasses point to come pass. In the Marvel movie Thor, Heimdallr tells the travelers if your return threatens the safety of Asgard, Bifrost will remain closed. Upon traveling through the...
You think using the movie Marvel and the movie Thor is going to support the beliefs of the Norse and Germanics? No. That's a stupid movie by Hollywood and comic book shit that actually doesn't actually revere the creators. Like most movies that represent gods and mythologies, they do it in very sacrilegious purposes, so it's a huge fallacy you made. A falsehood.
Bifrost, they are sent into a vortex and into another world. What I'm saying is this complex mythology is telling us, at the center of our plane, near where the tree...
No, it doesn't, actually. That's just a guess and an opinion, and there's no place in that North Pole. Trust me, you could look for that all you want to, you won't find it. All you're doing is pulling claims out of your ass. The only way to get to the next world is to die, or to pray and have the creators reach their divine hands through existence, through the dimensions and realms, and just take you. There's no portal.
Life stood, there exists an opening where, upon entering, we go through a vortex and into a parallel world like Asgard, where...
Again, no, you're pulling that out of your ass. No, there isn't. Wake up.
Time, money, and deception do not exist, and where it truly is...
It's funny how basically you say that correctly, but then you misrepresent the other parts. It proves how brainwashed you are, and you don't know what conspiracy and lies are, or what truth is.
A home of the gods. We are all gods, and we've had...
No, we are not gods. We are mortals. We are lesser beings. We are created by the gods who are only gods. We are humans. That is sin and blasphemy. The fact you believe that or say that proves either you're an occultist or a New Age Illuminati puppet Luciferian, like all Hebraics are. Or wicked and evil. You don't know anything about Norse beliefs or about paganism, which is anti that. We, God-fearing pagans, know we are mortal, we are lesser beings created by the creators to serve and be godly, not be anything like the all-high creators. So wrong.
Our divinity hidden from us. Now is the age of discovery.
No, it's the age of deception, if what you're saying. We don't have any divinity. We have divine-like qualities are given to us by the divine ones, the creators, but we are not that. That's a big New Age deception that Hebraism, aka Christianity, Judaism, Satanism, Islam, Baha'i, whatever, has lied to us about. We are not. We are blessed by the creators with the breath of life, but we are not anything like the creators. We're no lesser than the angels or demons created by the gods or any other lesser beings. The only thing we could ever aspire to is be equal to the angels. And they're not even close to even a demigod. So wrong. Repent, fool. It's clearly true and pure here that you are brainwashed. Wake up.
The Bifrost Bridge is said to lead to a well. Just like how those who drink from the Holy Grail achieve everlasting life and infinite happiness,
that's a crap claim that's meaningless and actually steals from others' parts, just like how the Bible stories steal. So your little opinion here is just crap.
Same goes for those who drink from this well. I want to mention that the Holy Grail is an allegory for the center of our plane.
Actually, it's not. The Holy Grail is not anything. You are seriously an idiot if you think that. So what we've learned so far from this video is just this guy is a New Age Luciferian puppet who lies and thinks the earth is flat, is a blasphemous liar who doesn't know anything about Norse beliefs or pagan beliefs of the Norse or any other belief system, and is a retard.
Jesus the Son is said to have drinking from the Holy Grail during the
But that claim's been debunked. like most Christian beliefs, even biblically speaking, have been debunked, so no.
Last summer, which is an allegory for the winter solstice. During the solstice, the sun, or Jesus, moves in and out of the center crater and, quote, drinks from the...
Okay, now you're making stuff up. Jesus has a similarity to the sun, but that's not true. That claim is created by the Christian churches, by its later sect, the Catholic Church, to support some stupid claim about rightship to rule for the Pope. It wasn't really anything real for the people who made that story up. So wrong.
Grail. Grail ultimately comes from the word kratalis, meaning crater, a holy crater at the center of our plane. At the end times battle, Heimdallr will face Loki, and they will kill one another. Loki is the Norse equivalent of Satan, or Saturn. This story is telling us...
No, retard. It doesn't. You don't know anything about the stories yet again. He's not Saturn, and he's not Satan. Satan's a lesser being, a fallen angel, or a adversary. Not the same thing as Loki or Saturn, who are infinite beings, different in every way to Satan or any other character or creature. Saturn and Loki are supreme beings, aka gods, aka entities. Absolutely different. So, wrong there.
That at the end of time, literally when the construct of time ends, is when Saturn worship, currently creating a
You probably don't know what Saturn worship is. The people who did that Saturn worship were just occultists like you. So what you say about Saturn clearly is not the same, if you're referring to the deity Saturn. You godless retard.
Defining reality for all of us will cease to exist, and the need for Heimdallr, guardian of the bridge, will be no longer. Hence, they kill each other.
Actually, no, wrong. Actually, the need for Heimdall and Loki is eternal. Just like the other gods. They don't really kill each other, technically, they just defeat each other. Since they're eternal beings, they don't die. The story and the myths don't actually say they die, they just say they defeat each other. So that's simply wrong.
Heimdallr is always depicted carrying a sword and decides who comes and who passes. Although the Bifrost Bridge is strong and connects directly to Asgard, it will break when...
Which is symbolic and metaphor, and an artistic way of displaying things. Most deities in the ancient world were displayed with that, so I'm afraid you're wrong there.
Muspel's lads attempt to cross it. In Norse texts, it's said that the gods do not deserve blame for the breaking of the bridge, for there is nothing in this world that will be secure when Muspel's sons attack. The etymology of Muspel is world destroyers, or wreck of the world.
Yeah, and yet you basically, like many other people, are just misrepresenting points. And you don't actually know how to connect dots either. You're just throwing shit together thinking it's gonna stick, which is laughable. You are pathetic.
Plainly, the stories about the Muspel and the Bifrost Bridge are telling us those who possess qualities of hate and destruction are not able to pass through the Bifrost. It will shatter before...
Well, you're putting hate and destruction when you're telling lies thinking they thought the Earth was flat, so looks like you're gonna die.
...before being able to reach Asgard. So, if one were to enter the center hole...
No, again, back to this whole thing, that's already false, so you're repeating a false claim like most idiots.
...with malintent, they would not be able to pass. This might be due to the fact that the hole would close up, or disappear interdimensionally. These are things I'm still
No, you're not looking into it. Like most people, you're just pulling that out of your ass and just thinking and guessing. Wrongly, should I say. So people, don't listen to this fool. He's just a liar.
looking into. In the Bible, it said that a cherub with a flaming sword was placed by God at the gates of the Garden of Eden after Adam and Eve...
Except that story basically has nothing to do with the center of the earth or basically anything. It's talking about the Garden of Eden, which is in Iraq and somewhere in the Levant, in the Middle East. In the mythical story, when they ate the fruit and the guardian angel cherub was supposed to block the tree of life, it had nothing to do with the middle of the earth or North Pole. So you are a complete simpleton moron.
Were banished from it. At the east of the Garden of Eden, he stationed the cherubim and the flaming sword which turned every direction to guard the way to the tree of life. The Garden of Eden is where we need to get back to, and we must pass without any hate in our heart.
The only way you can do that is basically be cleansed and purified and repent and make yourself good in this life, and you'll re-earn it. Except the Garden of Eden story in the Hebrew myth is fiction, so don't try to make that one up. And you're buying into Hebraic deception, which is based off earlier Sumerian stories, which are complete crap too. Not even close to anything great like the Egyptian or Norse or even Persian stories. The Middle East is cursed, my friend. Their stories are fiction.
Or malintent in our spirits. The flaming sword.
And you have very much malintent with your spirits with this deception you've come to, knowing you have no truth at all. And don't know how to question, don't know how to search, don't know how to find anything. So, you're a liar.
Will be the judge, just like Heimdall.
Heimdall will judge you for a fool you are, thinking the earth that they created, like Odin the Allfather, who is the true god, as well as Heimdall, another of the true gods, will judge you for thinking yourselves equal to them. That makes you a sinner and a liar, who doesn't realize your own evil intent by blaspheming against them. And you're the very thing that you claim to oppose.
This is why, in the meantime, we must charge everything around us with love and compassion.
Except you don't know what love and compassion is if you tell lies like thinking you're a god, so you're a sinner.
We must keep our eyes on the prize, which is creating heaven on earth through...
And know what you do? You don't say yourself to be a god. That's one step towards it, you sinner. You blasphemer. Another thing is you don't think the earth is flat, because that's another lie. Discrediting the creators on how they actually made the earth. So don't lie there either.
The powers of divine intention.
Divine intention, which is something you are foreign to if you think of yourself as God. That's idolatry. That's blasphemy. That's something against true Norse beliefs.
There's parallels with
Egyptian
flaming
beliefs,
sword.
as well as Egyptian and Greek beliefs, which you are going to do in your other videos, which I will debunk later.
And the Welsh Dyrnwyn. It's said that when the sword is drawn by a worthy man, the fire will help him in his cause, but its fire will burn the man who draws it for an unworthy purpose. For those of you who are new to...
And actually, and also what you're doing right here with your unworthy purpose by lying to people and saying the earth isn't what it is, proves that the sword of flame, will destroy and devour you for your wicked, deceptive, dishonest intent of being lied to and accepting it. So, that makes you impure. So I suggest you wake up. But thankfully I have a video here to refute you and wake you up.
These videos, please do a quick search on blood over intent. This matrix we're in can be reprogrammed with spilling our blood over our divine intent, and there's a lot of us doing it.
Another occult practice? You don't do that, it's wicked. People don't do this. This is an abomination.
Replicate the videos and start removing the hexes this reality has placed on all of us. In time,
You're putting hexes into your reality right now by saying, like I said earlier, thinking you're a god. Or have any idea of that. That's blasphemy. And that's a sin.
will cross the Bifrost Bridge. I hope you all...
You won't cross it because you've sinned multiple times in your video and lied. So, you, like many fools, are exposed.
Doing great. Thanks for watching. I love you all.
No, you don't love us. Everyone, I hope you learned something from this video and realize this guy is just another liar who's a New Ager flat monkey moron who's godless and is idolatrous and thinking he's something similar to the creators who made him. And he wants to discredit them by saying the earth isn't what it is. He's a devil worshipper, like most flat monkeys are. I've seen through my research that most people who think the earth is flat are liars. A lot of them are false religious nuts who don't know anything about truth or reality. They're brainwashed. I hope you guys all really wake up from this truth video that I gave you. And unlike him, I do love you. Have a great day. Blessings. Bye.